Jack Della Maddalena, the first West Australian ever to be a UFC champion.
Yeah, it's special, to be even listed amongst those two guys is pretty surreal for me.
I've always found you've got crazy self-belief.
Keep pinging the
It was just a matter about staying calm and getting out there and executing. The starting point, though, it's just the beginning.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the BackChat studios, I've got a champion in the seat. Jack Della Maddalena joins us. Mate, we've caught up a few times, but never with the belt right here. How are you?
Yeah, good. It's good to be back in Perth.
Yeah, I assume so.
Yeah.
Back in your own bed?
Yeah, that's it.
When did you get back?
Got back Monday.
Yes.
Monday Arvo.
Good.
It's a pretty long trip home.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Delayed.
Mate, I want to get straight into it. I know you're a busy man and I want to get some questions about the fight and how you're feeling and all of that. We do a lot of this, and we have guests. We've had world champs. We've had captains of Australia. We've had all sorts sitting there, and we ask us the same question every time. Right? I want to know your greatest sporting achievement. Not right. I know. Look, world champion. Cool. Great. All right. Perfect. You're a great MMA fighter. We get it. All right. You've knocked blokes out. You choked them out. All right. And, but I want to know your greatest sporting achievement, not in the cage.
Yeah.
I know you used to be a union man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it goes there, but I want to know your greatest sporting achievement, not as a fighter, because we're going to speak about that the whole time. You got anything for me?
I do. Greatest sporting achievement. I went to Aquinas, played in the first 15, and Hale was always they were good. In the few years I was at school, they were pretty much undefeated in rugby, but we got them. Got them. We didn't win the whole season, but that was good enough for us. That was our grand final.
Do you know what? You're bringing up some I'm the head coach at Aquinas this year, the footy side, and we lost to Hale last week. So you're killing me.
Yeah.
Mate, I want to talk about the fight, clearly. We're going to talk about that. But I just felt like, given you're world champion now, do you ever sit here and think back to the start a bit, like family life? I know your brother Josh you're really close with, and he's in your corner. And does it make winning that? Do you think about the start more, or is it just, I don't know, a stride in your journey?
Yeah, I think, after winning the belt, looking back on the journey is pretty cool. It's been a long journey. A lot of people that sort of believed in me since the start. So I guess obviously appreciating those people that really did stick by me from the get-go. But thinking back on the journey, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but it's all part of it.
And what about being back here in Perth? Does that make it a bit more real? We've got a bit of scrappy stuff scrappy MMA lying around, your home gym, your guys that you're rolling around the mats with when you're, not that you're nobody, but when you're not a world champ.
Yep.
Do you think about that stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, touching down in Perth was a good feeling. I've always been a dream, to bring the belt to Scrappy, and to be able to do that is pretty surreal. It's probably the most special moment since winning the belt for sure.
You're the first West Australian ever to be a UFC champion. You're one of 3 Aussie champs now.
Yep.
Volk and Rob and yourself. Have you guys got a WhatsApp group that you've now Jack has now entered the chat?
Nah, but I think I should start it. The boys.
Yeah, correct. Have you heard from either of those boys?
Volk. I spoke to Volk briefly after the fight. He gave me some nice video. But it's special, to be even listed amongst those two guys is pretty surreal for me.
Mate, we've had a bit to do with each other over the journey. I remember speaking to you before you win here in Perth. That was against Randy Brown.
Yep.
Choked him out. Getting back to Perth, I remember speaking to you before and after that. It was a massive win in your career, really.
Yeah,
and do it in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, couldn't have been better. It was obviously always a dream to fight in Perth. And it was such a good event. The crowd was absolutely on that day, and it was one of the my obviously outside winning the belt, my biggest moment in the cage for sure.
Yeah, correct. So you go from that, you win here in Perth, you start sort of putting wins together.
Yeah.
Right. That win you had when you broke your arm. And everyone loves to talk about, I've seen you speak about it, like Jack breaking his arm and a big deal. You didn't feel like it was a big deal?
No, I didn't even know it was broken. So
correct.
It was,
So I won't harp on it, but what happened post that is a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
You had a Mate, you're carrying a drip around.
Yeah.
Like you're a patient.
Yeah, I was stuck on the antibiotics for a long time.
What happened?
Just after the surgery from the broken arm, it's meant to be a quick one, just like 6 to 12 week recovery, but just it just somehow got infected. I think just from surgery. Obviously, it's always a risk in surgery, and unlucky enough, got the infection and got down to the bone. So my bone was infected with something that wasn't good. And
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a lot of antibiotics, a lot of surgeries just to try and clean it up. But got there eventually.
Yeah, multiple surgeries.
Yeah, 4 surgeries.
And I'm right on it. Yeah, you had like antibiotics getting put into
I had
you.
to, because it was like a long-term antibiotic use. Instead of just sitting in hospital with the drip, they just gave me like a full-time, it's called a pick line. So I just went into my arm and just went like, I think the thing just forced, just like the actual cord went into my arm and just went pretty much just above my heart. So I was just cruising around with that for a couple of months. And it was funny at one point, like I was like swinging my son, Franco, and just on the swing, and his foot got stuck on it, and it ripped it out completely just in 1 second, ripped the whole thing out of my arm, and it was just like squirting blood. And because it was like close to my heart, like it just kicked I had full like heart pulp, like my heart probably hit like 180 beats per minute, and I felt like I was having a heart attack.
No.
Yeah.
Does anyone know about that?
Yeah, my wife was there. I just had to sit down. I was like, oh, I don't know what just happened. Like it was just, I had to hold my arm out because it was just leaking blood, and my heart was like, as soon as it ripped out, it hit like 180 beats per minute.
Calling the ambulance at that stage?
Yeah, my wife, I was like, don't call the ambulance. I'm good. And she was sort of like, I need to call the ambulance. I was sitting down, and I just couldn't control my heart. And I was thinking, what is going on?
What's your wife's name?
Michelle.
Thank God for Michelle.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause I said, don't call. And she said, I'm calling. I said, please, just give me 10 seconds to like try and...
Give me 10 seconds to regulate my heartbeat. Come on, mate, you're not a doctor. And that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And you were out for like a significant time. Like I just haven't seen it covered that much. Like people in your sport, in other sports, injuries are a part of it.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's a physical sport, MMA and UFC. But you know the recovery and the mentality around that too. Like you were frustrated last time I saw you.
Yeah, it had its tough times. You know, tough times, not being able to train. Can be hard for like an athlete, I guess, not being able to do what they love to do, but got through it, you know. Had some positives along the way, like my daughter was born, so there was stuff to look forward to on the journey.
Yeah, and you kept your heart, it didn't get ripped out with the pick line.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about UFC 315. All right, what's the lead up like to that? Because you know you're fighting for a title. You know that's the biggest fight you're going to fight in.
Yeah.
So is your mentality any different, or are you just trying to keep it level and sort of go through the normal process?
Yeah, just trying to keep it level. Just trying to not get let the moment get too big. You know, just thinking of it as another fight. I've always looked at Bilal as a competition. I always thought I could beat him, so tried not to look too much of what the fight would present to me when I win, but just focusing on the fight itself and setting a good game plan and then just sticking to it.
I've always found you've got crazy self-belief, like not in a bad way, but anytime I speak to you, like people ask you, oh, what about your ground game, or what about your striking? And you're a very level-headed guy, so you approach this the same way. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, it was pretty much the same approach as any other. Obviously, most of my fights are normally 3 rounds. This one 5 rounds, so I had to make adjustments there. Just I guess working harder on the cardio, but. Yeah, I thought I could beat. I believed in myself. The team believed in me, and just had to go out there and execute.
Talking about the team, I'm going to speak about your man Jack Becker in just a little bit. But you had Craig Jones. Probably the most involved he's been at camp with you. Like I know you've done work with him in the past, but how much did his input play a part? I know he's running around telling everyone. Yeah. He's the only part.
No, he's obviously he's a master grappler.
Yeah.
Had a lot of small tricks that he taught us, and he can he's pretty good at watching grappling, and he can really put together a solid game plan. So we just I've worked with him before, but he really I guess stepped up this time and really helped out. Spent a bit of time in Perth with us, and then came over to Canada.
Because he was in your corner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That hasn't happened before?
No, it was, we had the usual corner, my brother, Ben, Ryan, And then when it's main event, you get the extra corner. So he was a good man for the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything during the fight like that, or is it more the preparation from his side and takedown defense and all that?
Yeah, more of just the preparation. Yeah, pretty much more the preparation. He sort of there wasn't too much grappling involved in the fight, so he could just sit back and enjoy most of it. And I guess when it did hit the ground, he was probably just felt the pressure, hoping I'd get up. But his techniques worked well, got back to the feet and got back to work.
I assume he'd play a big part in maybe the after party as well.
Yeah, he was on fire in the after party.
Good. All right, I'll come back to that. You mentioned your brother Josh. Met him a few times too.
Yep.
Ripper. He's been really important to your career. And
for sure.
Connection with family as well. Was there a bit of a moment at the Canadian border that perhaps?
Yeah.
Was he a chance to not get across it?
Yeah, there
What
was.
happened?
There was a chance that he couldn't get in. He Canada are pretty tight on the visas, so his visa didn't come through in time. So we were just trying to route how we'd get him in, you know. But eventually we just found some flights that got him close to the border, and there was a specific if he entered on foot, then there was a different process that they took. They said it could take 3 to 6 hours. He came there with a stack of lawyers, gave him this big stack of documents. But we got to the front, and 2 minutes, they just said, "Oh, yep." He told him, "I'm coming to watch my brother fight UFC," and they just said, "Yeah, sure."
Hang on, this isn't a nightclub in Montreal. You can't just drop Jack Della's name at the border and go, "I'm with Jack."
Yeah, it worked. It worked a treat.
That's very good.
Yeah, crazy. He had a big stack. We were thinking, it could take him 6 hours, but literally less than 5 minutes, he was in.
But all he needed
danced
was
across the border.
Della Maddalena. That's all he needed.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What's it like fight morning? What time was the fight? Like
It was a
local time?
late one, 12:30 midnight, just after midnight local time. I think it didn't fight till, decent sleep in. When actually sleep in, got a good brekkie. Went and kicked the footy at the park. We spent like an hour just kicking the footy. It was a beautiful day. Sun was out. So we were just at Mount Royale just kicking the footy.
Like an AFL ball?
It was a rugby
a
ball,
rugby
but we were
ball?
just kicking. Yeah, we were just kicking it around, having a bit of fun.
That's sick.
Yeah, and then got back, had a hour and a half sleep, and then got out to the arena at I think we left the pad at 10 p.m.
Time you I know you'd always be on, but it sounds like you try to switch off a bit. Fight day, night. What time are you kind of starting to wind it up? Like when you get out of the car or into your warm up room, or is it when the song comes on? Like when are you like, all right, we're on?
I mean, honestly, we got back when I was like, I tried to have a nap in the afternoon. It's pretty much before that nap. I was like, all right, I need to get some rest. So I just really tried to just zone out.
How do you get to sleep? What are you thinking about getting yourself to sleep?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. I was just trying to fully relax. But I guess when I woke up from that, it was just, game time, you know, on like a lot of work being put in. So it was just a matter about staying calm and then getting out there and executing.
Walkout song, TNT.
Yeah.
That's pretty regular for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't like changing that?
No, it's a good beat, you know.
I like
crowd gets into it. It's a classic.
Yeah, I saw you walk out to it. The boys give you a bit of space. What's that like? You walk into the stadium first time, and I've spoken to you about this in other ones, but you're fighting for the belt. Like, is it different, or are you just like, no, this is where I'm meant to be? Yeah,
it was pumping, you know. Obviously, everyone's like main event, everyone is in the seats, like ready to go, and surreal moment though, looking out and walking out there, everyone was on their feet. It felt right, you know. But before the walkout, I felt good. I wasn't even nervous at that point. I just felt like it was my night.
What about when your name's been read out? Buffer's doing his work, screaming at you.
Yeah, I was really in the zone. I can't really remember too much. I was just really in the zone. I felt good, you know. I felt really confident, and I was just ready to get my hands on him. Yeah,
speaking a lot of athletes like UFC and others, like that moment when you're there, like your preparation's done.
Yeah,
you've got your food, you sleep. It's all you're actually there. That's what you're meant to do.
Yeah,
it's probably like 5% of the work, right? Like 95% of the work's been done.
Yeah, 100%. You
kind of just got to do your thing. So you're not really even thinking. You're just like,
I should just be in the moment and just let the reactions take care of themselves. Sometimes like you can overthink stuff, but I think you're better off, as you said, the work's been done. It's just time to just let the reactions do their course.
Do you remember much about the first part of the fight, like working your way in, like, or have you seen it? Or
I've watched it. I remember it pretty well. I remember that. I felt like after the first minute feeling him out, I felt like, this is my night. I felt like there wasn't much you could do to me, to be honest.
Is that a regular feeling? Like, do you is that first minute you're kind of like trying to? I've never fought anyone, so I'm just wondering like what you're doing from a performance point of view. Are you just trying to figure out what his reach is?
Pretty much, just trying to feel like trying to get his vibe, see what he's trying to do, and then just trying to get the reach, see what he's reacting to, small little things, and then just take over, But also, as you said, like try not to overthink it and just let the reactions do a course, and just try and poke at him and try and get reactions, and then just try and capitalize on them.
Any moments where you thought, "Oh, got him"?
There was a few. I felt not necessarily moments where I got him, but there was a few moments where I felt like I should have pulled the trigger, but I just didn't. There was a couple of times where I felt like I could have. I didn't let go of the shot, and I could have possibly taken him out, finished the fight, but.
So what does pull the trigger mean in your mind? Like, is that one punch, or is that like open it up? And
by a different time. I remember there was a few times where I felt like there was one punch I seen it. There was one time in particular, I can't even remember looking back on the fight when it was, but there was one. I feel like if I had I seen him, he overextended, missed me, and I felt like and my hand was cocked, but I just didn't pull the trigger.
Do you know that in the moment?
Yeah, I felt it in the moment. I felt like I knew that that passed,
That's so interesting, and you got to move past it quickly.
Yeah,
you don't get it back.
Yeah, you got to just there's
another punch coming.
Yeah, exactly. That's out the door. It was just a split second. I thought, I missed that one, but I'll get it back.
All right. Well, I think we're at this little part of the chat. I'm going to show you something, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to wind this up. I've watched this quite a few times. I know you've probably seen it as well. I want to play you this, and I just want your reaction, mate. Like you just watch it, and we'll have a chat about it after this. So here we go.
Jack, give me your mouthpiece. Drink water when you want it. Right, listen. You're 5 minutes away from being the world champ, right? Stay focused on the cage. Just disengage, right? Let's not get back involved. Stay on the jab. Busy on the jab, moving your feet, never stack. He's so tired. Make him chase you a bit, make him miss and ping him. All right, you are not fucking tired, all right? 5 minutes to realize all your fucking dreams. Let's go. Safety first, stay focused, keep pinging the
Right.
Beautiful, eh?
How's that make you feel?
It gives me goosebumps, here and there. I think it's just perfect, I think he couldn't have said it better if he had weeks to prepare for it. But I think that's Ben. It was just straight off the cusp. He just said what he saw, and I think it was just perfect advice.
Yeah, mate. Like I watched that a few times, right? So who's that speaking?
That's Ben Vickers, head coach.
Vickers,
yeah,
right.
Day one head coach.
Right. So I watched that, and I'm still getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
Can I read you the image? Right. 5 minutes away from being the world champion. All right. Stay focused on the cage. Just disengage. Right. Let's not get back involved. Stay on the jab. If he's going to jab, move your feet. He's so tired. Makes him chase you a bit, make him miss, and ping him. You are not fucking tired. 5 minutes to realize all your fucking dreams. Let's go. Safety first, stay focused, keep pinging the That should be in the Louvre, mate.
It's beautiful, eh? That is, that's poetry.
So Ben, tell me about him. Like we watched that, you got goosebumps. Like tell me about what he had to do with you being here with the belt.
I mean, Ben, day one, me and my brother Josh walked into Scrappy MMA. I was probably, I think, 15 or 16. Loved martial arts, just wanted to get in there and train. He offered like an introductory course where we did like 30 minutes of striking, 30 minutes of grappling. And if you like it, you buy a membership. But me and Josh walked in, did the session with Ben, and we just clicked right away, Similar in many ways, and pretty much been at Scrappy ever since.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's a cool story, a small gym in Willerton. Ben came here at the time, probably a year or two earlier from London, opened up a gym. And I guess he was just working. Obviously, his dreams were always to build a world champion from the ground up, and then my dream was to be a world champion, so we just crossed paths at the perfect time.
I mean, like those words around, you're 5 minutes away from being a world champion. Like, That's what got me. I was just like that. I was like, mate, like that is.
Yeah, it was awesome, absolute. Like, it gives me goosebumps just remembering that. And it was just perfect advice, just stay focused, stay defensively sound, and just keep pinging the cunt. It was perfect. And it was exactly what I needed, just to foot up the arse to go out there and just stay focused, and then keep pinging him.
Yeah, so what's that like in the moment? You're 4 rounds in, you're about to be in your 5th round, like, you're tired.
Yeah.
Right? I know you said you're not fucking tired, but you've been fighting for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you remember that, or is it more like he knows that's the lever he needs to pull with you? Like,
no, I remember it pretty well. I know Ben's always just tells me he's always straight up with me. So I guess whatever he says to me, I fully believe it, and I have full trust in him that he's not just blowing smoke up my ass. He's saying what it is, and so to hear that, it was just the perfect. It was perfect, And then I just re-motivation to go out there and just keep pinging the cunt, and I feel like that's we got it done.
Bloody oath you did. All right, so 5th round goes, fight's over. Do you think you've won?
I thought so, but you never know with the judges. They always, I guess they're all seated in different positions. They all see the fight differently. But I thought so. I thought I'd won. Definitely. I was thinking about it. You never know. There's still a chance that they rob me, but I thought I'd won, And then I heard the bit of the scorecards, heard the final scorecard, unanimous decision, final scorecard 4-1. So I thought, yeah, they can't rob me here.
All right. And then hand held up and new. What's that feeling?
I mean, it's just special, just special to let my people with me have been with me since the start, and just a lot of work, a lot of belief, a lot of sacrifices, but I guess it all just worthwhile for that moment.
So is it more about the people than the belt? Like, we got the belt here. I'm not going to touch it. I got a thing with trophies and things that are people. Like, I just think that's yours. And if I can somehow get myself into the welterweight division and take you on, then I can touch it. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But like, is the belt a symbol, or is the belt's important? You tell me.
I mean, the belt is cool. But it's like, I mean, it was more the people, the people. I guess I've always wanted to get the belt, bring into the gym, so I guess that is special. But the belt is just, I guess, meaning for the hard work, the sacrifices that were not just my hard work, not just my sacrifices, but the coaches, my brother, a lot of sacrifices from their part as well. So it was just a good, it's a starting point though. It's just the beginning.
Have you taken that back into Scrappy or not?
I've taken it. It was nice, a good feeling, Ben's away in China at the moment, so it'll be nice when they get back, the rest of the team are back, and then get it in there.
All right, so you've won that, you got the belt. What's next? I mean, it was pretty soon after you're on the phone to someone at the UFC saying Islam in Perth, but I don't know where are you at now with it.
I mean, I don't know when it will be. I think Islam's the match. I think that's what they want to do. He had a good run at lightweight, and I think he's keen to try and capture a second belt. So I think that's the fight that they're keen to make. Where it will happen, I'm not sure. The UFC event here, I think it's just going to be a fight night, so I don't know where they will go with that, but we'll see what happens.
We need to put some pressure on the UFC. I know you can't speak much about it. Just come on, Jack.
I mean, it would be the absolute dream, first. And I think it's a good story. Makachev fought Volk here, and that was an incredible event. And I think just to add on to that, give someone else a shot at Makachev would be pretty cool.
I've heard you speak about Shavkat as well. You rate him highly.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big fight as well.
Yeah, I think in terms of current welterweights, he's definitely the number one guy for sure.
Yeah. Any extra pressure? Now he's the champ, or are you just going about your business?
Not really. I like the belt. Really, it's not that. I like the matchups. Styles make fights, and I like the different challenges that every different fighter presents. So I'm just excited to get in there. And I just try and be the same. Just another fight. Nothing more than just trying to prepare and beat the person in front of me.
What happened post-fight? I'm assuming there's, like I mentioned before, Craig would have had a big part to do with after party in Montreal. Was it big, or just go back to the hotel and have a beer? What did you do after?
Yeah, no, we went back to the hotel. How funny, our Airbnb one night, we got back from training like midnight, and like they had it was like almost like a foyer, the front door, and then you get into and then you take the lift up to our room. but the door was locked, so we couldn't get in. We didn't have a key for the door. So one night leading into the fight, we couldn't get into our house. Lucky there was a couple of hotel rooms that our team had floating around, so we all just had to, midnight in Montreal, we all had to scatter to a separate room, and then got the same thing happen after the fight. We got back 3 a.m. and the door didn't open, so we were like, oh no. But then lucky Josh was there. He crossed the border and he wasn't taking no for an answer. He got through the door.
How did he get through the door?
Just probably 10 big shoulder bumps on the door got him through, which was pretty cool. And then, yeah, just a solid party. It must have been 40 of us. Don't tell the Airbnb host. Hopefully he doesn't see this. But, yeah, it must have been 40 to 50 of us just stoked, just having a good time.
Because you had a lot of friends and family there with you as well.
Yeah. It turned out to be, 40 to 50 people just from Australia.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's a good turnout.
Mate.
And just dream come true, just trying to take it all in, celebrating with everyone.
You're a dad
awesome.
now?
Yeah.
Couple of kids?
Yep.
How does that tie into it? Either you got a son? How old's your son?
So he's 2.5.
Right. So it's probably hard for them to understand what this means.
Yeah,
but
he was in Montreal. And yeah, he sort of got it. He keeps saying he thinks he's the champion of the world, which is pretty cool. He keeps saying, "I'm the champion of the world." But he's
great.
loving it. He loves it. He's just dragging it around the house.
Yeah, good. I just sort of I know you mentioned your union sort of upbringing,
Yeah.
Aquinas. The Western Bears have just been announced back here in Perth. Chance to get around there.
Yeah, that's cool, isn't it? It's like cool having another team. And I think they have games here like the NRL, and they get pretty good turnout. So I think it'll be a pretty good success.
So again, I know you're a union man, but like could you apply your trade in the league, or is those days gone? You said you're kicking a rugby ball around.
Give it a crack, Maybe if I lose the belt after you go over, join the Bears.
What posse would you play? What position?
I don't know. Maybe a halfback or something like first.
Playmaker.
Yeah, I reckon.
Are you quick?
Not really.
You lost your speed.
Yeah, I lost my speed.
How's the body feeling after the fight, mate? So maybe 2 weeks ago was the fight.
Yep.
I saw some footage of you kicking pads.
Yep.
I was going to wear. I've got the shin pads behind me. I was going to wear them. I'm going to wear them for the interview. So is that how quick you get back into it? You sort of.
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Had a solid black eye, but that cleared up pretty good. But outside of that, I'm feeling pretty good. My hands are a bit bruised up after the fight, but they've come pretty good. So,
Assuming you want to fight again, like how quick's the turnaround?
I mean, I'm pretty good I feel like I'm pretty good to go. So I think that probably some point September, October, or November. I think, and that sort of in one of those months. I think.
Have you had a chance to sort of thank everyone, publicly or personally around people that have really helped you? Because I know you're a big team, man. Like everyone we speak to in this sport, it's you're the guy, but it doesn't happen without
definitely
everyone.
doesn't. Yeah, you need a good team behind you. A lot of people you can trust and believe in you, and I guess have the same goals, values as you do. So I've obviously the people over there at the fight had a good moment with them, and then I guess ticking people off, go see, say thanks.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool. Yeah, tonight, you can swear a few of the fans might come down, so it'll be cool to see some fans in Perth.
Nice.
Show them the belt. Be cool.
What do you reckon with the belt in terms of me not touching that? Do you respect that?
I respect it.
I'm not touching that thing.
I respect
people want to
it.
hold it and touch it and put it on?
100%. A lot of people hold it, feel how heavy it is.
Is there only one, or is there fake ones? The reason I ask, if we answer, is when we won the cup, right, the Premiership Cup 2018 with West Coast, there was the real one, right, and we had that with us. And then there's a replica.
Yeah.
It's taken around. So I don't know if you can reveal that, but I personally, if anyone touched, right, the replica fine, but our real one that didn't win it, I'd be like, come on. I don't know if you can touch that.
No, that is the real one. They do give you like an event belt, which is like a small, pretty much, I think it has it on somewhere like UFC 315, whatever the event was.
Yes.
But that's the real one. Yeah.
Some diamonds on there.
Yeah. Well, it has rubies in it. Every time you win a fight, they change like some of those diamonds for a little ruby.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, mate, I hope that's in your possession for the next time I speak to you. I've no doubt it will be.
Yep.
Well deserved. Not that we're best mates or anything. I feel like I've followed your journey a little bit, being a Perth lad and an Australian, killing it. Been awesome watching you,
Cheers,
mate.
Will. Thank you.
And well done.
Thank you so much.
I feel like I say I'm proud of you.
You can.
It's elite work, mate. Well done.
I appreciate it.
And just finish off with next fight. Who is it?
It's going to be Makachev. I'm almost certain, which is good. I'm going to get back for Volk, and then don't know where at this point, but it will be this year.
Unreal. I can't wait. Thanks very much to KO Sport for putting that together. You can catch all your UFC right here in Australia, wherever you are. The pub I was in had KO on, and it was going bananas when you fought. And thanks to our sponsors at BackChat as well. Good man.
Cheers, Will.